It came to light for y'all that this dude wanted me dead way before I came to YouTube.
Gene Deal is catching heavy heat from Diddy's most loyal defenders after deciding he's done holding his tongue. This time, though, Gene isn't moving solo. Katt Williams stepped right up, standing 10 toes down in his corner and making it clear he's not backing off either.
I'm not the type of dude that you can come up on like.
Bro, listen. We out here
what kind of content?
You're not gonna tell me what to do.
You can't come up on me.
Bro, listen.
If you come up on me, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
You don't
That's
do
what I say. That's what I say.
Bro.
That's what I say.
This isn't the first time talk has surfaced about Diddy allegedly trying to lean on Gene or Katt behind the scenes. Now the spotlight swings straight back to Diddy as whispers grow louder about a calculated push to isolate Gene specifically.
What did you do to him first inside the courtroom?
Lady.
What did you do to Mr. Gene Deal inside the courtroom right before my eyes? And why did I have to get in your face like this and tell you to step back from him? Why did I have to stand in front of Mr. Deal behind me and tell you to back up off of him?
Because it was two men handling business.
And then what happened? But what happened?
That's for me to know.
But what did you do? So why you not telling the truth? My name is Candor. I'm transparent. I'm true.
You right here.
C-A-N-D-O-R.
Energy with you, sweetheart. I can't.
But you didn't have the same energy with him when he came outside either.
When he came outside, he left.
Man, get out of here.
He left. He left, yo.
The energy is tense, every new detail cranking the pressure higher. Lines are being drawn, sides are locking in, and the public wants answers now. One thing is clear, this situation is far from over, and the most explosive chapter might just be kicking off. Bonds, who once served as Diddy's personal security, dropped a bombshell that shook everything loose.
What he look like telling somebody to whoop my ass? He didn't tell him that. He wanted me in the dirt and was trying to rock me to sleep.
He alleged that Diddy gave the green light for his people to go after Gene Deal, and Gene has now backed that claim publicly.
He wanted me dead way before I came to YouTube. Because I was having meetings with serious dudes in the street. And he refused to sit down. So what did he do? He tell his security team. He didn't tell the NYPD officers. He didn't tell the Department of Correction officers. He didn't tell none of the parole officers or anybody he had working for him that was officers. He told street dudes who had did dirt in the street. When y'all see Gene, y'all do him dirty. Y'all beat him up. He ain't tell him to beat me up. What I look like getting beat up? What a grown man look like? Somebody smacking him around, hitting him and all this shit like that. I ain't taking no ass whooping. I ain't took an ass whooping since the doctor spanked me on my fucking ass. I ain't took an ass whooping since my mom and my daddy. When they stopped taking it, I guess I'm got amnesia. I don't know what an ass whooping look like.
In a recent video, Gene admitted he's been living on high alert, switching routes, avoiding certain spots, and moving extra cautious because he genuinely fears for his safety. This isn't paranoia, it's survival mode. What's unfolding behind closed doors looks darker than many expected, and the pressure feels real. What's even more disturbing is that these alleged moves don't stop with Gene alone. The pattern suggests something bigger, a strategy meant to send a warning and regain control over anyone bold enough to push back. Still, Gene hasn't flinched. Even with the pressure stacking up, he's not retreating an inch. He's been expecting this storm for years, knowing the day would come when silence wouldn't be requested anymore. It would be forced, and now that moment appears to be here.
Booking number, then you do interview. I answer any of your questions. I ain't got no problem of answering anything that you want to know. All you got to do is pay my fee and I'll be there. He said, well, you ain't gonna tell me how to get the contact. And as soon as he said that, and he came like he was coming close to me, I took it back to 92. Wu-Tang. Protect your neck. And that's all I'm gonna say. I took it back to that. I took it back to 1992 Wu-Tang. Protect your neck. And he know what I'm talking about. Then when I did that, then next thing you know, a girl came, the guards started coming and stuff like that, and he told the guards, yo, watch the camera. He hit me. That's what he said to the guard. So one guard was like this. One guard got in front of me, and I moved. He said, yo, Gene. He said, yo, Gene, because he know me. He said, yo, Gene, you could just knock me down, bro. Just take a couple of days and get up out of here. And so I was leaving. So he ran and got his camera, and then somebody called my name. He called my name like that. I turned around and I just said to him, I said, yo, bro, I'm not that dude that you could just run up on. I'm not that dude that you could say whatever you want to say. I'm a grown man. You understand? I'm not that dude that you could say whatever you want to say to, because if you run up on me, I'm going to knock you the F out. And that's how that went, bro. And there's nothing I'm proud of. You understand? But you don't talk to grown men. I don't care what kind of YouTube show you got. I don't care what kind of, you want to go viral, you want to do this and you want to do that. You conduct yourself as a gentleman. You want to call yourself a reporter. You don't see all the reporters who went to school. You don't see all the reporters who got their degrees, who got, who worked up the ladder to become who they are, yelling and screaming and cursing and saying all kind of crazy shit to people. You don't see that. But
Bonds also revealed that this alleged targeting of Gene traces back as far as 2008, long before federal eyes ever entered the picture.
Man, how you doing?
I'm colder than a fan. They took my children from me.
Yeah, I mean,
how terrible is that?
I did want to ask. The cops, allegedly found some guns and.
Yeah, they always find guns. I never leave without a girlfriend. I'm on the middle of an interview, sir.
Sorry about. They found guns and drugs now.
Drugs?
That's what it was reported.
Sir, you can look at my paperwork. There was no drugs. Weed is not a drug.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that's safe for kids to be around guns and stuff like that? I mean, I'm just curious.
How do you keep this kid safe without guns? They were in a lockbox that the police broke.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean,
saying, if the police come in and raid my place and break into my gun boxes, you're gonna find guns. But these aren't. Well, I'm not in a gang. What difference does it make?
Now, you were actually stopped for this and let go because you have a license for it.
No,
right?
This is their 9th time coming to my house. The problem was this time they came to my office and took my kids from an office, not from my house, from an office. So now when I can't have my kids at my office,
that's an issue.
I must be the most terrible black dude.
Katt was still wearing Kevlar to bed. To bed. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar.
By then, Gene had already started speaking openly about what he witnessed behind closed doors. The control, the patterns, the secrets that were never meant to leave the room. That knowledge is exactly why Gene walked away. He knew too much, and that made him dangerous. Since then, he's refused to disappear, continuing to speak his truth no matter the cost.
Gene, I'm telling you, man, somebody better punch him in the face. Somebody better do something to him, man. He out here doing this, that, and we be like, all right.
Okay, so when was this? Because was Gene doing interviews at this point?
Yeah, we talking like 2008, 2009. Gene was spreading the word. Gene was always bad mouthing.
Wait, hold on. Vlad TV started in 2008, 2009. YouTube was really early.
No, he wasn't doing YouTube and stuff. He was going around talking a lot. And we all from Harlem. So he was just talking a lot of shit. And it's a small, Harlem is small.
So what was Gene Deal saying during that time? What did you hear?
He basically was talking about Puff and woman that was going on with him and Kim. Puff being gay, with him and Usher, shit like that. He was talking the same shit that he's talking now on a major scale, but he was spreading it around Harlem. Okay. So it was basically a thing where, if y'all see that, man, I'm telling y'all better hear he got hands put on him, this, that, and that.
It was also revealed that another content creator covering Diddy was allegedly confronted by his supporters right outside the courthouse. She was warned she'd be next, a clear attempt to scare her into silence. Even more chilling, it all happened in full view of law enforcement, and nobody stepped in. And Gene isn't the only one feeling the backlash.
Dog will holler. A hit dog will holler. So listen, let me just tell you something, right? Because this is an interesting point that Lovely T actually point out. All the people with money, power, influences, Diddy's equal. They refuse to come and support this man because they know something was wrong. But there are a million broke, dusty, desperate bitch-ass men out here trying to bully.
Last year, Jamie Foxx reportedly suffered a serious health scare that quietly raised eyebrows across the industry. Foxx was injured during an altercation at a Beverly Hills restaurant and later confirmed that a brain bleed caused a stroke the year prior. Police investigated the incident, which occurred at the high-end Mr. Chow restaurant near Rodeo Drive just after 10 p.m.
A travesty. It was an all-out circus. Everybody, including myself, are running to safety.
I've got a question for you, Tisa Tales, and everyone's going to want to know this. You're in a car right now. You had to leave the courthouse. Why?
I had to leave the courthouse because Diddy's supporters were out of control. The first time I ran and did my live, of course, I had 2 armed security guys. Everyone told me, the people in the courthouse is like, make sure you have security. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. It wasn't just me, but I'll tell you what I experienced. Diddy's supporters surrounding me, threatening me, saying that they were going to hurt me. It was a serious situation. It got so bad and there was so much chaos and violence that they actually had to lock the courtroom down and force the Diddy supporters across the street. It was something myself, the news media, mainstream media, new media have never seen in their lives. The level, and again, the jurors, I hope to God they know how to sleep at night. Because again, I'm sure they did their duty. But when all that chaos was happening, as I was being threatened and ushered out by armed security people, I thought, this is what the jury did. They sent a signal that it is okay to use violence. It's okay to drug people up. It's okay to live a life of debauchery. It's okay to do whatever you want. Because guess what? If you work hard enough and you have enough money and enough delusional fans and you have ingrained yourself in culture enough that you can do whatever you want. And 12 of your peers will look the other way. Again, this jury was shocking.
Tisa Tales, when you say that Sean Combs supporters threatened you, what were they saying?
They were saying, you effing B, we're going to kill you, you effing B. Apparently I work for the feds. You're a plant. You made this all up because of you. Again.
Despite the scare, Foxx appeared determined to stay positive, posting online, "The devil is busy, but I'm," a message that had people talking. At this point, it's getting harder to ignore the pattern. Anyone who tries to drag Diddy's past into the light seems to face serious consequences. Keith D., a former gang figure who publicly linked Diddy to Tupac Shakur's death, later found himself attacked in prison under circumstances many find suspicious.
Injured during an altercation at a Beverly Hills restaurant. Foxx is speaking out about the incident, which is being investigated by police. It comes just days after the Oscar winner revealed for the first time that a brain bleed caused him to suffer a stroke last year. Here's ABC's Phil Lipoff.
Tonight, actor Jamie Foxx is recovering after an altercation at his birthday dinner in Beverly Hills left him needing stitches. Local police received a call about an incident at the high-end Mr. Chow restaurant near Rodeo Drive just after 10 p.m. Friday night. A representative for the actor saying someone from another table threw a glass that hit Foxx in the face. It's unclear whether Foxx was involved in the fight or merely a bystander. No arrests were made, but the investigation remains ongoing. It has already been an eventful month for the Oscar winner. In his recently released Netflix stand-up special, Foxx opened up about the mysterious health crisis that put him in the hospital for several weeks last year.
I was fighting for my life, but I'm here in front of you.
Foxx telling the audience a doctor gave his family a grim diagnosis.
He told my sister some horrible news about her big brother. He said he's having a brain bleed. Has led to a stroke.
But now, the actor is proud he beat the odds.
I said I couldn't walk, but look at me now.
And Lindsay, Foxx appears to be keeping this positive attitude through this latest incident, writing on social media this morning, "The devil is busy."
His claims were explosive, accusing Diddy of ties to a multi-million-dollar payoff connected to Tupac's murder. Those allegations sent shockwaves through hip-hop. As more incidents surface, the similarities feel impossible to dismiss. Dwayne QPD Davis, now charged in connection with Tupac Shakur's murder, was back in court following a jailhouse fight. Court records and surveillance footage showed Davis being escorted to his cell when another inmate squared up and attacked. Punches flew, officers called for backup, and the situation spiraled fast. Another violent chapter tied to voices connected to the same story.
I'm Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. He's charged in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Davis was in court again this morning after a fight with another inmate. Fox 5's Mike Allen walks us through what happened.
Dwayne Davis is answering for a jailhouse brawl. Here's what court records show, along with images from surveillance video released by Las Vegas Justice Court. On December 23rd, Davis was being escorted back into his cell when another inmate, Rockland Hamilton, who's also facing a charge, is standing to the right by a sink in this room. Hamilton walked over to Davis and squared up, looking ready to fight. They started throwing punches and grappling, and the officer escorting Davis called for backup, gave verbal command.
Meanwhile, a well-known celebrity security guard has also spoken out, saying he's suffered multiple sudden health scares since speaking against Diddy. On Piers Morgan Uncensored, he claimed he received direct threats and warned that people who challenge Diddy often experience strange, unexplained fallout.
Along this path, I've been poisoned 3 times. My toxicology report showed cyanide, and cyanide metabolizes into pneumonia in your body. So I've had pneumonia on 3 occasions. And these problems didn't start for me until I started to speak out about people like this. It's been a hard time to line up this interview because the last time I was scheduled to be in this interview, randomly, our car gets hit from the side by a blacked out vehicle, no license plate. That's happened 3 times this month so far.
Really?
Somebody didn't want me to do this interview. Yeah, somebody didn't want me to do this interview. I'm somebody where I've had FBI come to my house before and tell me they found a threat against my life. So, I'm well versed in this world. But, I got round the clock security. One of them was sitting right here with me right now. This is a dangerous game people are playing, and it's a good feeling for me to see the justice system prevail, and some people deserve retribution.
You clearly feel that Sean Combs over the years has made people disappear.
Right. Well, Pierce, let me ask you a question. From your journalistic perspective, have you ever noticed how in this industry, people untimely meet their demise as soon as somebody else seems like they're having a problem? Have you ever seen that before?
Well, there was, of course, the case of one of his other ex-girlfriends, Kim Porter, who died of pneumonia at a very young age. You just referenced your own situation with pneumonia that you believe was deliberate poisoning. Do you believe that may be what happened to her?
Why are so many people coming down with pneumonia? Why is that happening to everybody? What is that about? Where have you ever seen this many cases of pneumonia associated with one situation? So,
there were rumors.
I'm not saying.
Well, I was going to mention on this that there have been rumors circulating online that Diddy may have poisoned Jamie Foxx, which caused his 2023 hospitalization. In his Netflix show, he compared Combs to the devil in revealing his near-death experience after a brain bleed and stroke. He said, I say this all the time. I saw the tunnel. I didn't see the light. It was hot in that tunnel. Have I gone to the wrong place? I looked at the end of the tunnel and I thought I saw the...
He even questioned whether Kim Porter's tragic death was truly accidental, suggesting much more may be happening behind the scenes than anyone wants to admit. Rumors online have even claimed that Diddy may have poisoned Jamie Foxx, allegedly causing his 2023 hospitalization. In Fox's Netflix special, he compared Combs to the devil while describing his near-death experience following the brain bleed and stroke, saying, and he said it himself, still, Gene Deal refuses to fold. In multiple interviews, he's made it crystal clear that neither Diddy nor his supporters can scare him into silence. He's locked in, driven by truth, and not letting fear decide his voice. Even before any trial officially kicked off, reports suggest Diddy was already trying to shut Gene down. While behind bars, members of Diddy's inner circle allegedly approached Gene with money offers in exchange for silence, but Gene knows exactly what game this is. Reports say Diddy has allegedly been targeting anyone who speaks against him, creating an atmosphere soaked in fear and intimidation. Now, Diddy's once untouchable empire is under real strain. The voices he allegedly tried to silence are louder than ever. What started as whispers is now backed by first-hand accounts and mounting evidence. The pressure is rising, the walls are closing in, and the truth is coming into focus piece by piece. This story isn't over, not even close. If anything, it's just getting started. Stay tuned, hit subscribe, and keep watching closely, because the next chapter is about to reveal even more.